Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. By now, you people will be glued to the screen because it's shook. Every time we'll be giving you people back to back. Very amazing content. Now, if you're a business owner, you're just starting, you've been in business, there's something that is missing that you're just trying to puzzle it up together. This is the right podcast for you. Yeah, we know it's to bash people, but if you do anyhow, we'll rough you anyhow. Today I have two amazing people with me. You see these two people? Use your seatbelt if you love yourself. Do you hear me? Because one, they're bringing all the energy, the source, and everything that has to do with e-commerce to your TV. I hope you're ready. Now, I remain your beautiful host, Ogugbola Ayeni-Wuraola, two-time multiple founder, and let me save the rest for later, okay? If you're not following us, now is the right time to subscribe. Allow me to introduce to you two awesome people. I have some tech bros in the house today. Say amen. Amen, amen, amen. Don't worry, laugh. Say amen, because even me, I'm saying amen on your behalf, as you're going to laugh and you're going to learn so many things today. With me, I have our first guest is in the person of Winner Oyebanjo. This person is a two-time founder. He's got a logistics company. He's got a branding and design company. Look, see, I don't want to talk too much. I want him to introduce himself before we dive right into it. Like, he's very seasoned inside out. If you're looking for anything tech-related issues, bug fixer, he has an inventory management system, software, see, don't let anybody deceive you. Believe everything you see at your own risk. So you know all those people that used to wear I don't want to say kaba because it's women that used to wear kaba. They will be dressing as if they don't have any money in their pocket. You run, you hold them. Whenever you see him, hold them. If you don't say, but if they attack you, run. No. Yeah, they say tech bro people are not very nice people. Run, no. But if you want to learn, I think now is the right time for you to stay. My second guest today is Mustapha Rufai, right? Yes, I got that. Mustapha Rufai. Mustapha is a wizard. He's a tech wizard. He's the Olori of Jolori, like the boss of all the bosses of the boss. If you're looking for anything, coding, programming, whatever it is, Mustapha is your guy. So these two people that have brought your doorstep today, you already know what that means. Now, for business owners that you think that today, we are going to be learning about what the issue is. As a business owner, do I need to embrace tech? What are the downsides to embracing tech? What is in it for me as a business owner? Why do I even need it? Do I need it? Atikpe, what are these? Don't worry, Mabam Kalo. Just let's go. Follow me and we go. So over to you guys. Welcome to Let's Talk Business. This is a series that helps entrepreneurs to develop, build their businesses, scale, start, whatever it is that they are. At whatever point that they are in their business. Please, can we meet you? Let us know you. Give us a brief. Let us know. Do not lie. Leave humility in the previous year, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I should go first.
Yes, please. You can go first.
Hi. So I'm Winner, and I'm a two-time tech founder. I also have exited one startup successfully, and I've also raised VC funding at some point for my business. And yeah, I'm spending, the last 5 years, helping small businesses across Africa, UK and Asia, grow, but majorly African businesses, So yeah, that's just what I've been doing for some time now.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Now over to you, Mustapha.
Yeah, my name is Rufai.
Right.
Mustapha. I'm a technical instructor. Essentially, when you want to learn something, I am the guy that creates that content.
Right.
I've been doing that for about a decade. You most likely would have seen my content on LinkedIn Learning, Pluralsight. Anywhere on this web that is global, I am there somehow.
Should be I told you people. Go on. We're listening. We're listening. Go on.
I used to lead community management for a fintech, and I manage merchant accounts for about 50,000 ecosystem. So
God.
One of the biggest fintech companies.
God, though, what am I doing with my life? I'm selling food stuff.
So yeah, that's where I am.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you very, very much. You people are giving me joy. Hey, God, when. But really, this is in fact, I'm glad that I have two of you on set today because you people first, you will tell us how you people are raising all those billions that you people have been raising. Because we that we are selling pepper and everything, it's as if we don't know how to raise anything. No? Yeah, man, today, you people will dig deep and tell us maybe there's something that we are not seeing that, you give us some insights. But before we go right there, right? I have a few questions. When you started out, how was entrepreneurship for you when you started?
Well, for me,
yeah,
I would say that I started kind of early, I started early. From my mom, she had like a computer school kind of.
Right.
So she had like another branch at some point, and I was one that was in charge of that branch. She just sent me like, you just when time you close school, just go there.
Yeah.
Go and do your photocopy, typing, that's what I would say now,
Yeah.
And I would say that's like the basis of, understanding like how to manage people, business, money. I was like 14, 20, that was
and that's really amazing,
Yeah.
Because I know that, women, they kind of focus only on raising the women, not and leaving out the men, and that's really commendable.
So,
Mommy, well done if you're watching this.
Yeah. So, and I've always wanted to understand money. It has not even always been about like fully tech. I like tech.
Yeah.
Right? But I've always wanted to understand money. I've always wanted to understand how to like get 100 naira and turn that 100 naira to 1,000 naira, turn the 1,000 naira to 10,000 naira.
Right.
So me getting into entrepreneurship is kind of like you're gonna say I've been a bee.
Right, like I was born. Yeah. I was born with it. He was born with it.
So like I've been a bee, So
yeah.
And after that, I started like my kind of first official business. When I got to Yabatech, I started with like two of my friends co-founded the company together.
Right.
And I learned a lot from that. From the experience of working with a lot of people and even like really, really big celebrities in the business space, entertainment space, because we're doing like softwares for events and trade fairs and all those kind of things. So then later on, after the exit of that one, then I started like my own, tech business. So I mean, I would say that the journey has just been a journey of feeling, learning, then winning. Then feel again, then learn again, then win again. Yeah. So yeah,
it's a cycle.
Yeah. So that's
okay. So I have a question for you, Mustapha. Did you ever think you were going to be an instructor at any point? Did you ever think or imagine that you were going to be here today?
I didn't think it would pay. I didn't think it would pay, but I knew I used to do a lot of normal maths tutorial, physics tutorial, chemistry tutorial.
Right.
But that was just what it was.
Wait, you used to do physics tutorial? I say, what did I do with my life? I need to revelate my life. True.
But I didn't. Then I was just on that, and randomly somebody said they saw my video on LinkedIn. So they approached me and was like, we saw this, would you like to try for this? They sent me an email and I was like, yeah, I can try now, offer. So it was, we did 4 months interview.
Yeah.
It's on Igbo now. So we started doing so many interviews. They were testing everything. Can you speak English? There was one interview we did, and then they were counting how many, like, when people are talking and then they have this filler words, and then they will say like kinekon.
They were counting those.
The guy was counting. He has a time. I didn't know it was
counting. Recruitment was hard in this country.
But in the after the 15 minutes, there were 5 of them, and then immediately after the interview and everything, like they started giving me their review immediately. And then one was just particular about, okay, this is the amount of, like you said, this is the amount of, you said, this is the amount of.
My goodness. I didn't
know. So apparently, after like 4 months, and then they were like, okay, we are good. So that was how I entered into the, so we did the first, so it was a production. It's not just, So it was a production. I had a complete kit that they sent to me.
Right.
And then we did the entire recording. And they liked it. So
amazing. So it was something that just happened. It wasn't like you planned.
It wasn't.
You have planned it. Okay, you planned it, but you did not know it to pay, like you said. In English, just start. You don't know which one we blow. Just they do your own. Okay, so speaking of that, Winner, you started with branding and design.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that branding has a direct or indirect implication on business success?
Well,
I'm sorry, let me rephrase that question. Do you think that branding has an effect on customers' purchasing power?
Well, yes and no, right? But predominantly yes. The reason I'm saying that branding will have an effect on purchasing power is because branding is the lens, that the customer is used to see, see the business,
right?
And even the entrepreneur also.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
So, for example, that one popular chef is selling a very small, tiny cup of pepper soup for 6,000 naira.
No, you can mention name on this show. Rara, I think I saw that. It was Abasi's restaurant.
Yes. So now, you said it's very tiny. Now, the thing is this.
Because I'm happy that you mentioned this. Exactly. Let's go there. So, you that we love you, me I love you. I'm in love with you. But we have to talk about this.
Yeah. So, now, you see, from the lens of the people that can afford it, is a big problem.
Yeah.
You understand? But then, from the lens of people that can afford it, they see it as okay, this is something that I can buy. Now, from the guys that can't afford it, it's affecting their purchasing power.
Right.
Because they feel like this thing is too small. I don't see the value. But the people that can afford it, they say, I'm buying from you, Dabasi. Why not? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, please, you need to add. You need to add to this. It's okay to interrupt. That's fine. Yeah.
The thing is, it shouldn't be about who can afford it and who cannot afford it.
Right.
It should be about experiential meal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like if you enter a restaurant.
Yeah.
The chef, the sous chef will come to you and will be like, the water we got it from Fiji. The meat we got it from the hump of a camel.
This is a commission.
This plate we got it from somewhere in Turkey.
Yeah.
Right? The way they share the experience, the journey of that meal to you.
Yes,
right?
is what you're buying. Yes.
And it is that experience that you're buying.
Yes.
Right? But as he said, the branding of this particular meal is Mama put that is expensive.
With a sprinkle of
exactly. And you see, that's exactly what I wanted to say. So the thing is this here. As regards purchasing power, you need to understand and ask yourself, is this thing is it giving what it's supposed to give?
Do you know when I saw that video, to be fair, when I saw that video, I first put myself in the shoes of the lady that was making that video. And I was like, if it was me too, I would para. The reason I would para is because Mama no get money where she go fear for that. But on the flip side of things, I'm a business owner. If I've put so much effort in like I have overhead costs, I have a lot of things, and if my branding and my person is propelling you to buy from me, buy an experience. I'm not just selling a product to you. I'm selling a service, and that's what I felt like. Because yes, you want to buy Mama Put with a sprinkle of sophistication, you will pay for it now.
So that means like branding, in its essence, to me, I would say branding is adjacent to positioning.
Right.
You understand? So you see, a lot of people think, oh, okay, I can create a brand. Use the same color that Gucci is using. Use the same use the same models that they are using.
Stomach is failing me.
The fact is that if you don't position yourself, and give the same value
that the Gucci is giving, you'll be Oogie, not Gucci.
Not even the bag.
It's the experience.
Yes,
exactly.
Right.
And
the symbol.
For this meal too, right? What people want is not. So when it comes, they want the experience of having that thing.
Even if it is a drop.
What's this guy's name? Gordon Ramsay. What's that guy's name?
So my darling.
If you see very small, Michelin star.
See, don't even talk about his food. Let's talk about his cookware. His cookware is goodness.
Exactly. So it's
the price alone. If you've not eaten 1 square meal, brother, don't branch there. But then it's not like there are no better cookwares. It's just the positioning of and his business model. Who are the people that you want to sell to? So I think that, you know, as much as branding has a, whether direct or indirect, I'm indifferent. I like proper branding. If I see any shitty thing on the shelf, I'm not gonna buy it. That's what's going. I'm a fine girl. I like fine things. I'm not gonna buy something that looks like shit. Whatever it is, if I cannot afford it, I will say I cannot afford it too. But this is what I can. If I cannot do it, I move forward. It's simple. I don't think people should come out and criticize businesses for, you know, but that's not even the question. The question is, does it really? I think it does have an effect on how people buy. Branding, I think it does. The eyes will eat before the mouth.
Branding is only psychological. That's another thing we need to talk about, because you can't. That's one thing that I want people to understand. If you're trying to sell for the high end, the elites, you can't market as if you are marketing for people that are not the elite. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you are trying to sell for the people that are in the bottom, you can't market as if you are trying. Okay, if you are marketing to the elite, for example, like for somebody like me now, that some of my clients, their net worth, legit, they are like upwards of $1 billion. Some of my clients. When I'm selling to them, I sell convenience. I sell exclusivity. That's why I see brands like all this Lamborghini, Ferrari. They are selling exclusivity. Oh, see, this thing is like 150. This is only 150 we created in the world. You understand? But if you are selling a Honda or Toyota, you get, like, it's always available. It's readily available. So I kind of feel like if you are trying to sell something as a premium, you need to have this limited edition. Yes. People in the bottom barrel of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People in the bottom barrel of that. You see, oh my God. Those people that are always looking for food, shelter, their basic needs is to just meet. I just want to live. Yeah, I just want to survive at this time. They buy from the perspective of FOMO.
I used to work in one streaming company like Netflix, but for Nollywood, and people used to rent movies.
Right.
All these Yoruba movies from Ibrahim Chata and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, so this is B2C, and he's releasing a movie. He puts it on our place, right? And people rent and watch it online anywhere around the world. Now, there was this particular day that he released a movie on Friday night. People, like 10,000 people had rented. Yeah. That's how the site crashed. The what was it called? The movie that people are renting is 500 naira, 600 naira. Like, that's the amount to rent one movie. Yeah. By morning, they were already dragging the site. You are stealing our money. Oh my days. You are stealing our money. How can you collect my money? It is 600 naira. I want a refund of my money. What is paying there? What is 600? It's not the I'm going to sue you. So you can see and it is not just from one person. So the founder was very angry. He was like, oh yeah, let's start refunding their money. Then the manager was like, we are not refunding anything. Let's manage this. The manager is me. I'm the manager. The manager because was like, let's manage this. We cannot refund this. We'll just scale up the server. And then everybody will be able to access the movie at the same time. Right? That is exactly what is happening here too, right? If people are not getting whatever the value for what the value want, or perceived value that they're expecting, right? It will cause if the person pays 10,000 naira, the anger will be less, right? Yes. There is that. If the person pays 100k, the stress you will get from them is less. Yes. If you are inviting people of 1,000 naira, you should expect their problem of 1,000 naira.
See. So that's your take. But my own take is that in this case, she's selling FOMO. She's selling, if you don't take it about this stuff. Okay. You've not experienced you're not linked. You're not, yes. You understand? She said that if you've not tested this thing, you are not in the cool class. Right. You understand? But then, on the other hand, what you're supposed to be selling is that, you see, this thing is exclusive. Yeah. You get, like, this is for the 1%ers. We don't want you guys anyway. Are you sure they don't want? You understand? No. Like, but that's what they should be selling. That's what you premium at the end of the day. If you're selling premium, you don't sell the premium like, oh, it's one of those street products. You don't appear like a hustler.
Or maybe we are the one not thinking it right. Also, maybe it is not premium. Maybe it's just normal mama put that is.
So somebody had now that you mentioned that.
The price point is premium.
Wait now.
Wait first.
No. Let's consider the economy of the current situation.
Who defines premium first? Yeah, because why? But if you are trying to define the premium product, you have to look at it from the landscape of okay, with this product, what's the price point from high-end?
So do you agree? Wait, before we go there, do you agree with me that because I'm a food business owner, so I'm a little bit biased in this conversation, right? I'll try as much as possible not. I'll try as much as possible not to be biased because I have products that are way high up there. But I mean, somebody can go to the market and buy jollof rice seasoning for 300 or 500 or 1,000 naira. I may sell my own jollof rice for 2,500. There's a difference. Do you understand? But we're not talking about me. I'm just saying that because me, I know that I will give you the value for your money. So I'm not talking about this. I'm off this discussion now. But do you think that they actually don't need those customers? I think someone had reviewed this scenario and had said that and I said, oh, this is giving Booker style with premium something. So I can't remember exactly the English the person used, but that was the situation. So is that what you think is happening here?
The fact is, there's some customers you don't need. That's one thing we need to talk about. Let's start from there.
I'm going to move away from there.
There's some customers you don't need.
I'm going to move away from there.
Bro,
you're right.
There's something you told me. I'm trying to remember that time you came to my place. You were telling me about there's some people that you just because of where they are,
you can't move them away.
You can't satisfy them. You understand? And it's not even a thing of oh, these people they are paying too much, they are paying too low. It's just that they don't just see they can't see the value in what you are trying to give them.
Yeah, I agree that there are clients like that. Now, speaking of that, right? Let's go to e-commerce platforms. Because there are vendors who sell on various e-commerce platforms, and there are entrepreneurs that use these platforms. What would you say is what policies do you think that the policies for these e-commerce platforms are crushing small businesses, or I know that Mustapha is waiting to bite my head off right now with this conversation. Do you think that their policies are crushing small retailers? Do they rather sell on these e-commerce websites? Can they compete, or is it better for them to use their own e-commerce platforms, build their own e-commerce platforms? Now, remember that we're not just talking Nigeria in this context. We're talking globally or internationally, because there are certain countries that don't necessarily welcome websites. I'll give you an example. Nigerians would rather buy through WhatsApp or through Instagram DM than go buy through the websites. For whatever reason, I don't know. But if you go to a place like Dubai, America, the UK, before you come and see somebody that is chatting you in WhatsApp, they would rather go buy on the website. So do you think, what's your take on having your own personal website as a small business owner, or using platforms like Amazon and other e-commerce websites, other e-commerce platforms? Are these their policies? Are they crushing small businesses? Are they enabling them to do better? What's your take?
Yeah, let's go first.
Yeah, let me go first. So, I would not say they are crushing. They are here to aid. From clicking multiple buttons, you can have your store online. Right?
Yeah.
Now, there is also the culture. In Nigeria, there is lack of trust.
Yes.
That's just how
I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah.
And that translates to the e-commerce platform, whether it is online or offline. So number one thing is, if you are setting up your own e-commerce platform now, one thing you must know at the back of your head is that you must never ever try to do payment on delivery. You do it, you are going to
premium debt.
But you know that if you try it in another climate, they would embrace it.
Yes,
it is something that is the business for you
and also the
them,
customer.
Right?
Yes.
Another thing that it may not work here. People are trying it. Is this buy now pay later stuff?
Yeah.
Right. You try it in this place, the person will run away with your money. Nobody wants to pay back loans, whatever. It doesn't matter if the person is a billionaire. You are going.
But I would argue with that. There's been control measures to curb these things.
In this Nigeria,
the
person that will not pay.
But they still hide default rate. That's just the truth. Well, I think as of last is like
sorry, I'm sorry. What do you mean by that? Like,
you see high default rate.
That is why
but then I think that's a global problem. Because if I cannot afford, no, they do it abroad too. They do it in the UK as well. An example is next. If you refuse to pay, they will add to your balance, and the default charge might be up to £10. Why are you giving me? I cannot pay £30. You're adding £10. Is this playing? But then it happens, So I think it's a global thing. But let me allow you continue.
Yeah. So because of our climate, I would say e-commerce platforms are here to help, right? But it depends on your stage, right? Use the one that you can afford, and then pivot, move to when your business grows. Yeah. Then go for what you feel your business
good
needs
for your
at
business.
Time, yes.
Well, what's your take, Winner?
You see,
because I have my own take, and some people some platforms have peeled my eye like this. But let me have it.
These e-commerce platforms, they're a problem. That's just what I see.
Mustapha, do you have cane?
They're a problem. And the fact is this. Yeah. The fact is this. Most times, as somebody that has used a lot of e-commerce platforms, personally, in 2023, I made like almost 8 million on Jumia alone. Right. And that's something that, okay, we're just selling like random stuff, with like a friend of mine. Right. And this that, you see, these guys, when you sell on these platforms, you're competing with price. Yes. And when you're competing with price, you're competing with somebody that can buy more volume from the manufacturer. And anytime price point is your competitive advantage, it's a race to the bottom. Yeah. Because somebody always order more from the manufacturer. The manufacturer always give that person more discounts. Yes. And the person going to charge less. Yeah. So now, you see, yes, these platforms, they can give you opportunity to sell. But I don't think as a business owner, your strategy is that you are going to be relying on an e-commerce platform. Yeah. You need to be able to have... Yeah, that's the point, yeah. You need to be able to have your own personal branding, have your own personal website. So you see why I asked earlier about why the impact of branding. Do you think it impacts customers' buying behavior? In my shipping business, I've seen clients like, for example, now Tikafo, right? Skincare company, right? The order is only through their website, and they do like sometimes 1,000 deliveries when they are doing sales in a day. Imagine. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe that it's very, very important that you understand the game you are trying to play. Yeah. If you understand the game you are trying to play, because, and I didn't want to talk about the fact that these platforms by themselves are even competing with Nigerian indigenous brands. I agree. I feel like it's going to be a problem in the next few years. The government needs to step in. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, if you see any small thing, you see the United States Senate, they will say they want to do one court hearing. They will bring the CEO of the company and come and say, why you come and do this? They're scrutinizing you. Yeah,
they do it here too now, but it's just fine. Instead of court hearing, just collect fine.
Yeah, because like I can't imagine. I'm just talking about Temu. I can't imagine. I'm serious, bro. Yeah. There's this product I wanted to buy. So I've been looking for this overhead tripod. Right. I've been looking for the product. I can't see it. On Jumia, I was seeing it for 48,000 naira. 48,000 naira. Overhead tripod last one. I was like, okay, no problem. I'll go and check Temu. Lo and behold, guess how much? 48,000 naira on Jumia. On Temu, it's 8,600. Have you wait. Have you ordered it? Oh, it has come. And it's the same thing. And it's the exact same thing. I'm serious. Serious. Because there is nothing anybody wants to sell or market to me. I can never download Temu on my phone. These things, you can never see me buy from that app. No. I'm never going there. The only barrier that they need to break right now is the barrier of trust and shipping. No. Because they have longer shipping. Yeah, the barrier of trust. Once they can break that barrier of trust. Which trust? The one that you had, what your order versus what I got. Which one? Because I feel like this thing is locked. That's where marketing play comes in. See, they are using a lot of familiar faces to do their marketing. They are using a lot of familiar faces to do their marketing. Yeah. Right? Even somebody that I know that is very close to me has been approached by Temu for marketing already. And I was even asking, what's their process? Their major aim is that you sell to your audience. Imagine these people, they're not just coming to the African market. This is even a Nigerian thing. They're not just coming to the African market to come and play. So do you think that $2 billion marketing budget? Do you think that the strategy that they are using, do you think small businesses can actually compete with that strategy as well? It's not possible because the way it's funding, like what do you do that?
So
the marketing budget alone is the market cap.
So
because I learned.
So what you want to do as a small business owner is to latch up on them, right? Because you cannot compete.
So just be at their mercy. That's what you mean.
They would trash you.
I will not say you should latch
right?
up. I will say you should set yourself aside. See, stop building followers, build a community.
That's what I feel the same way.
Set yourself aside.
Because
why should somebody order from you? You know, like
things come and go.
What's the personal feel? You see, I'm beginning to really understand that. Like the next set of brands that are actually going to win, like in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah.
Those are the brands that
they've been consistent.
They are not. Yeah, they are consistent, but they are not just trying to. They're not just trying to automate to the mass market. They are trying to show that, okay, you know what, we care about the customers. You know, we are really able to. And I'm not saying that these big brands don't care, but the fact is that they're just 1 in 200 million orders.
To be fair, I held on to, I think, was it Honeywell's brochure, or it was one of these big brands. I'm not very sure if it's Honeywell, so I don't want to speculate. I think it was Honeywell. I think I saw that brochure about 4 years ago, and I saw their vision and mission and listing statements. I woke up. It was more like 5 years ago, because I remember I was pregnant at that time. No. I had just had a baby at that time. Guys, when I saw to generate profits and kini come for shareholders, in my mind I'm like, so wait, I just want to be in business to make money for my shareholders and myself. But what happened to the humanity part of it? They might have changed their vision or whatever, but that for me was a wake-up call. That just meant to me that there are some people that are in business just to make money, and they will do anything to make that money.
And that's fine.
And that's not a bad thing. But then what happens to you, like, there are times and there are seasons. That's just my own take. I feel like these platforms will come and go. Something will come, another one will soon come out. If you are a brand that sets yourself apart, like Winner has said, you will continue. That means you've made yourself timeless, regardless of whether one thing has come or
and there are
not.
stages. If you have set yourself apart at first, yeah. Once you've set yourself apart, you are going to build an audience. You build a community.
You be a timeless brand. Small.
So I'm not disputing the fact of scaling, setting yourself apart. But the thing is, this thing takes time.
So
you are running a
business. You have to go.
You are running a business, and business is about money, right? For the operational cost, month to month, etc. Like
so
that.
You think we should start with money first, then people
So
later.
the idea, no, you need to set yourself apart. You need to do community.
Yeah.
I agree. But the fact is, these are the people that are moving the market right now.
Yeah.
It's fast market. You need to join them somehow.
What of people like them that you can't join?
No, I think he's saying that you should join them, like you should be a supplier to them. Is that what you mean?
Yes, now.
So supplier to them, to Temu.
No, you cannot supply to Temu. Find a way. I don't know.
And maybe you sell your company to Temu at this point.
It's not possible. And by the way, even the ones that people are relying on, like for example now, Gigi, Jumia, those ones are getting crushed.
But let's also talk about the international space. Amazon too.
And I was just saying
the rates.
In 10 years, what they have done, what Amazon have done in 10 years, in terms of user base, these guys have done it within 1 year, almost.
So it is about focus, right? I know a founder that said that he used to work with Opay. And if you remember Opay, they did all right, all this old stuff, right? And they used it to ramp up a lot of users. And then when the government came and banned it, they had all those users that are still using Opay for their transactions today. So when he now left Opay, he now went to start his own fintech. And his focus initially was he just wanted to ramp up user base. And somebody was querying him that he has raised money and you are using this money for marketing. Why are you not doing organic growth? And the guy was now like, if I can do something with money in 6 months, why should I wait for 2 years to get the same thing? So this is the same thing of Temu, right? The fact that they have the money and they have a path to be able to grow that user base, it means that they don't need to wait 10 years of Amazon
well, you have a point, to be fair. Yeah, that you actually do have a point. Like, when you see an opportunity, key into it.
But as regards buying decision, do you know that this whole Temu thing has proven that some customers rather wait for 22 days, right, for a cheap item than to wait for 2 to 3 days for an expensive item. So this theory that I want it fast. I know the same Nigerian vendors, Nigerian customers, that if you don't get it to them that same day.
That is
it. I'm flying
because
today.
they have access to it. Is because of our climate.
So because
they have access to your phone number, they are talking to somebody. Temu, who do you want to talk to?
Who do you want to talk to?
So they are personalized. They feel like you are talking to a human instead of they are talking to a company.
Another thing is, do you realize that Nigerians don't like to shop from the website? Where do they shop on from Temu?
They shop on the app and they shop on
so how come they can shop on Temu?
It is the same individual.
And they cannot shop on other people's websites.
Once you got what I'm saying, once you can break the trust wall, there's nothing these guys won't do. Nigerians will order. That's why I used to hear a lot of entrepreneurs say, oh, I don't want to order from my account. People don't want to order from my website. I say, oh, it's ready. When you are ready, you will teach them how to order from your website, because at the end of the day, e-commerce is here to stay. And you need to build your own around. I mean, there are a lot of big brands that are coming out there, that, like for example now, this Harmony Capel, right? I don't have my reservation.
Let me
they are doing well.
Yeah.
They are doing well. They have their website. There are a lot of really, really good Nigerian brands that are actually notable, that are actually doing their thing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Even Nofi, for example, right? They have a website. They are building their own brand. It's like, okay. Obviously, there's always the option of doing like Amazon and all that. That one is not something that should hold you, right?
Yeah.
But it's still very important that you
have
stay
your
indigenous to yourself. Yeah, I think indigenous is the right word, right?
Yeah,
stay indigenous to yourself and ensuring that
somebody rated
I have my own thing. This is actually very important, and you're even going to let the customers see that you are serious, because the world that we are right now is world of AI. This one coming out there, that one coming out there. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The gap between the customer and the entrepreneur, if you are just starting, you need to close that gap. But if you are growing,
gradually separate yourself from the gap.
The gap can't be closed. So it's now the only thing that can differentiate you. See, people will buy you. I still want to speak Yoruba. Because they like you. You understand? They like you. They like you. They
like your person.
Yes, you understand? I have some clients, that honestly, sometimes I just look at them like, this person is in US. The time difference is not the same.
Very well.
But still, the person will stay up just because they want to do business with me.
Speak to you,
You understand? But this is service that obviously they can reach out to people like our competitors, like Zoho, or people like QuickBooks, that is in their climate, but they still prefer to use now. Yeah. Because it's something. But
I thought that Zoho was a Nigerian brand.
No, it's Indian. It's Indian. That's one of the biggest Indian startups now.
Jesus Christ.
Zoho has been here for a long time.
Speaking of Zoho,
more than 2 decades.
Speaking of, thank you for even going in this direction. Speaking of this, you know that as business owners, now let's say, okay, everybody, let's move away from website and stuff now. Subscription-based softwares, what do you think about them? How do they impact the growth of any business? Is it worth it? Do we need it? Why do we need it? Subscription-based softwares, any kind.
Let me start.
Okay.
So,
thank you. You don't allow me to give example, because I was already thinking what I would give example of now.
Somebody said, if you are starting out, there are so many ways to raise money. You can put your money, you can talk to your family, they give you money.
Yeah.
You can approach investors, institutional investors, they give you money. You go to banks, you go and borrow money.
Yeah.
Or you borrow money from your customers.
Like I did when I started. Go on.
Yeah. So that is where subscription based is. If you have a customer that can pay you 2-year subscription, right? Yeah. Collect it now. You need the money to operate, and somebody is paying you for 2-year service. Yeah. 1-year service. You are borrowing from your customers to be able to perform your service, right? 1 year from time, you will still be providing that service to them. Yeah. If you can get that customer base, people that will be giving you 2 years in bulk sum, collect it. So for me, subscription based, from that sense, right, is good. From the sense of recurrent payment, maybe it is monthly, quarterly. It is also
You're talking about it from a tech perspective, not
Yeah.
from an entrepreneur perspective.
No, it's good. It's good like
No,
that
yeah,
because you talk about it
I'm
from an
talking about
entrepreneurial
the
perspective.
first point was from the idea of getting money to run the business itself, right? If you can convince people that I will be giving you this thing for the next 2 years, give me your money now, right? Unlike Nigerians where it is only point of sale that you will
That
see
they
the
know,
money
yes.
after plenty back and forth, right? And somebody is not stressing you and they are paying you 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
You have done something right, right?
Yeah.
Versus recurring payments where you can consistently say this is the amount of customers I have who are subscribed to this service that I have.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily for the idea of if you are selling food, you were talking about, and you can say confidently that minimum of 500 people will buy from me.
Yeah.
Right? That is a subscription that you are selling a product and they are buying from you. That is subscription for day to day, right?
Yeah.
You are also confidently saying that. So I would say it is not a bad thing at all. It's probably the best thing for any business. So yeah.
Okay.
So from the perspective of the entrepreneur, yeah, subscription-based software, like I'm an entrepreneur now, and I want to use a SaaS, you know. So these softwares are usually productivity multipliers, right? So for example now, normally you need an accountant to actually do something for you, but you have the software that can do taxation, that can do like all those kind of things, you know. Obviously, that is something that you will have hired somebody to do those things. So it makes sense for you to actually invest in that subscription-based software, right? Because it's going to ensure that it multiplies your productivity and you don't have to worry about that particular thing. We have some users that when they log their order, like when there's an purchase order or something, the tax automatically gets calculated, right? And when it's time for them to remit their tax to inland revenue, it's just like this is the exact amount of tax we need to give.
Right.
You understand? So things like that, they're like the advantages of SaaS software because it multiplies productivity. And if you want to make a decision on the kind of if you are wondering that should I invest in this software as a business owner, I want you to understand this today. If you are trying to invest in a software, ask yourself, will this software multiply my productivity? That's the
most important question.
Thing.
So for you now, softwares are those recurrent payment softwares are good for businesses.
Yes, yeah. If it from the business perspective, I mean like SaaS softwares, looking at them, looking at the origination of SaaS softwares, people like Microsoft, they're the one that brought up this whole SaaS thing. When they started like putting MS Word, I think it's 07, 0705.
Started upgrading software. Before you know it now, we cannot use Microsoft.
You cannot buy the CD again and own it. Now you have to be paying
and
more.
Now guys, if you know that thing is related somehow to when there was like there was not a lot of cash. Because in the Great Depression, I think it's 08, is it?
08,
yeah. There was a Great Depression.
Banking.
When there was a crash, when there was a market crash, there was no capital. You understand? So they needed a way to ensure that people can actually pay ahead of time. And the truth is that customers' money is the best money. That's just the fact.
Customers' money. It is a show of trust in your business.
It's the best money. That's one of the reasons why, like, when
you are not paying it back, you are using it to run.
Exactly. But from a tech perspective, I want you to always think about your churn rate, right? If you are trying to do a SaaS-based software, you need to understand that this software that I'm trying to let me give you an example now. I have this a friend of mine, that raised money for a software. I think I told you the story now. She raised like almost $3 million, and the software was doing nanny. Like you help people. For example, now a nursing mother will come on the software, and they'll swipe for different nannies.
Okay, yeah. There's something like that. Yeah.
So now I told her before she went to Saudi to raise the money. I said, see, actually I want to raise this money because you want to onboard lab students, you want to onboard Java Tech students. These people, when they also we built the software for her, right? So when they get onboarded, then they go to the customers. They see the parents checks, I like this. Then they go there. They cut out the
middleman of
the app
agent.
Oh, you understand? They cut out the app.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So normally that software was a SaaS. it was a
It's
SaaS.
a service-based
Yeah,
business.
You get what I'm
okay,
saying?
it's a service.
So,
Yes, I get what
but
you
they
mean.
cut out the app. So there was a very, very high churn rate that it's going to shut you down. So if you're a tech company, you're trying to do a SaaS. Right?
So the thing is, with that, with all service-based business, like Eden Life,
Eden Life.
like
I
Short
think
Life,
those ones actually doing it well.
like there's this one that is drivers, right? Like you come to the app and then you swipe for drivers, and then
Okay.
you pick a driver, and then the company will send you the driver for 1 month.
Oh,
And then
okay.
if you like it, you can continue with the driver, but you are paying the company, and then the
Company
company
is
will
paying
pay
the driver.
But in those kind of businesses where you are using humans, right, for whatever thing, it is important that the company, right,
Yeah.
you are not just paying for that individual, right? You are also paying for insurance. If anything happens between you and that person, you are holding the company responsible.
Yes.
So the company must put it upfront. Once you cut us out, once you go behind our back to go and talk to this person,
so there must be some level of structure in place
immediately before you even start sending people out.
Yes.
Once you cut us out, once you try to talk to them behind us, anything that has happened, you have violated the warranty.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. That if you are doing
if person is working with Samsung people, you small scratch, you say warranty is violated.
You need to ensure that you put the ability of exit on the customer. If the customer decide that they want to leave, ensure that they feel that they have the liability.
I also feel like
typically they will not say.
Yeah, right. But it would be in like all these terms and conditions that people write. People read. See, if people read some of these things, but let's just This one you put it front and center. It is not because you are trying to protect yourself too. On the forehead like this.
If you are sending people to people's house, anything can happen.
Because this question had come up before in the UK where we have like agencies that would send people like carers go to this person's house and so on and so forth. And some agencies have never even met these carers before in their entire life. They worked them like 3, 4. So this conversation came up one time and someone was like, how can these people be so trusting? Just send us to this place. I said, because they know that they have backing. If you go behind their back to go and there are policies and laws and things in place that they can put your ass in prison. So if businesses are able to adopt that kind of style, and the government is able to support businesses, I think that this kind of service-based businesses would thrive in this country, in my opinion.
Another way to...
And if the government is able to enforce, it's a different thing to make policy, it's a different to make rule. Make sure that there are consequences to actions, and those consequences are followed accordingly. For instance, somebody steal. What was inside the Constitution? You take person to prison, or somebody kill, you kill by the sword, you die by the sword. But you kill by the sword, you go to Nigerian prison, you serve 2 terms, you rebrand, you come out with a new name, it's not allowed.
So that's one thing. The second thing is, typically for the company, irrespective of whatever of these services, there is always an upfront training of that staff.
Thank you very much.
And then the company will now certify them ready to be sent out, right?
Yeah.
So there is Andela. They used to say, so part of the contract that the developers would sign was that if at any point, so when they first started, you have to sign 4 years. You cannot leave the contract, maybe 4 years or 5 years, I can't remember. But you have to sign that. You cannot
I think there was a bank that had done that too.
You cannot leave in the first 4 years of joining this company. So they will train you maybe 3 months, and then you work for them for 3 years, 3.5 years before you are free, right? If at any point you want to break that contract, you must pay the training cost, and they have attached an amount to it. So if they now send you out to the company that you are working with, and the company is trying to circumvent it, in the contract they will collect money from their own staff. Right, their own staff that is trying to break
and then they'll collect money
from the other person.
Thank you. So share you people want to move mad, no problem,
right?
Both the culprit and the culpriter, whichever one.
But it's Nigeria.
Whatever that English.
But it's Nigeria.
Those are not really enforceable.
That's why I said that. Then it's not a case of I've made the rule. It's a case of make the rule and follow it follow due process. I said it in one of the episodes before. Like, I'm a by the book person. You already know that by now. If you can't overshare the finger that commit offense is a finger that we sharp that we cut.
You cannot do that, yeah.
Why not?
Okay. We are not ready to have the conversation of the fact that it's the lack of ruleness
that is causing us. No, I don't agree with that. No. I completely disagree.
See, let me tell you something. By the time this country start having too much rules.
So no, we're not talking about rules now. We are talking about
business
checks.
Rules, like,
no,
it's about checks and balances.
It's about checks and balances.
Make the system.
Alright, see, to be fair,
it's checks and balances that builds the trust in the system.
Thank you. I feel like
that makes it sustainable.
Already the country is overregulated.
Right now.
Yes,
Nigeria.
we have. Yes, even Africa as a whole, we are a completely overregulated country in terms of strict policies and stuff on business owners, on businesses.
Yes. On businesses,
now,
not employee relations.
But they are not focusing on employee and customer. No, there are companies that labor law is very much in active service. So if that's the right choice of what to use. Because I remember that in recruitment, I remember when I speak to my HR sometimes, I will say, "Can we do this? Can we not do this?" And you, madam, labor law, they will come and have your head. But labor laws are a thing in Nigeria. But let's look at it.
How enforceable?
How enforceable? So we're passing this message to the. So see, this thing is, we can't finish this thing today. We'll come back again for another session. But we're challenging the government on this one. Like, there's more to doing business in the country. We want to grow the economy. I want to grow the economy. I want to be one of the people that they would say, "Oh, put Nigeria on the map," if that makes sense. And I know that many people abuse me very well. They say, "Madam Nigeria," but there is such thing as growing the country. Let's be honest. Nigeria is going to be a great place very soon. Even though our parents have said that in donkey years ago, I'm a big believer that great things can come out of this country. But we are employing the government to help us because we can't do it alone. Community cannot do it alone. Business owners cannot do it alone. We have tons and tons of businesses that are, what's that English? Springing up. Sorry. That are actually coming up, Sha. You understand? We want to contribute to building the economy, and we really would love if there are things that are put in place to safeguard, our businesses, to safeguard our customers, and also and our staff as well. Now, that being said, I would like to ask you guys, what two things would you say to any entrepreneur that is just coming up and is how would I put this now? And is looking to leverage tech tools and e-commerce softwares and platforms? What would you say? What would be your piece, like your 90 minutes advice? 90 minutes, 90 seconds before we call test in this place.
Particular video. Okay.
Yes.
So, you see, first thing.
Yeah.
When you're trying to select software.
Two things.
Yeah. First, when you're trying to select software.
Yeah.
Ensure that you select something that's going to multiply your productivity. That's
right.
the most important.
Said that. Yeah.
So if you know that you want to do something for security, ensure that whatever tech you buy doesn't allow you, worry about security again. Even after buying that particular tech, you must multiply productivity. That's the first. Then number two, you need to ensure that the time you actually buy it, because sometimes people buy software a little too early, or they buy it a little too late. You get, so you need to ensure that you decide on the time. Like, okay, for example, now you're starting a new business. I want to advise you to invest in an inventory management tool. When you're starting, you just have a few products.
Right.
When you buy it, you're already too early.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be underutilized. But
I disagree, but go on.
Yeah. In a way.
Yeah.
In a way, because at the end of the day, you look as you are wasting money.
But I feel like it's a way of you putting structure in your business at an early age.
Yes, at an early stage, but
that
kind of money I'm supposed to put into your inventory or something.
Yeah.
Like I'm using paper. I'm just saying. I'm using
I think it depends. That would
depend on the kind of business, right?
The kind of business, and if you're a first-time founder or
second-time founder,
then you know what is important
for you. Yes.
So I think timing is very important, though. Like, regardless, you need to ensure that you don't. For some, like if you are getting a small shop now, you don't decide it. You know what you are selling, but my point is that get it at the right time. You understand, and also ensure that you multiply your productivity. Those are like two most important things, I think.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Winner. I'm glad. I'm grateful for that. Mr. Rufai, Oh yeah.
So
it does.
First thing is, define your role. Are you a CEO of the company, where you are doing strategy to make the company run,
right?
Or are you working? Are you a worker?
Are you in operations?
Are you working in the company, right? Because if you are doing CEO, then the company does not need you for day-to-day running operations, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It needs you for the bigger things, for the strategy, for the long-term,
for the fundraising, for everything else.
Stay there and allow them
to do the work,
right, and oversee that,
right.
But if you are a worker, then find another person that make sure that you define your role, right? That's one. The other thing is, it's a business, whether it's tech or not. So find somebody that has gone through the journey. And
mentorship.
Maybe not necessarily mentorship. This guy will say strategic internship.
Another English.
This guy will say strategic internship. Somebody that has done it, that you are not working under them, but they are showing you the ropes.
They are holding your hand.
Baptism by fire.
Yes. Exactly.
There is a baptism by fire.
Find somebody that has gone through the journey that you can latch onto, and they should show you the loopholes, right? Where
there's fish, where to cast your net.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad. In fact, today I didn't think it was going to be so. I didn't know it was going to take so much of my sweat and my blood today, because these people drilled me. It's me that is supposed to be drilling them more. They came and come and ambush me, but this is amazing. This has been such an amazing session. If you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to start, tech tools are good for you. Let's be honest. Don't look at it as, they are not I'm not there yet. There's no one size fits all to these things. We've only shared our own experiences we've only shared this information today based on all our experiences combined. And to be fair, you heard what he said. Look for someone who's been there, who knows the ropes. If you're looking to build the tech-based businesses, you have these two people here. Go and look for them. LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever. They are not there. They don't used to see them on Instagram. They are doing bigger things, big things. They will like That's what they are doing. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for honoring our invite, for coming to educate us. I hope that one or two businesses can draw from the wealth of experience that we've shared here today. If you are new here, welcome. This is Let's Talk Business. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, share, like. There's someone on your timeline who needs to start, scale, sustain a business, and this is the right podcast for you. I remain your host, Ogunbola Ayeni-Wuraola, OAW for short, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Let's Talk Business.